Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the brand new release from a band who haven't really done any studio material since 2010. Now that's 7 years. It's quite a long time, but we have kind of kept our fingers crossed, and you know, I think it has really definitely been worth the wait, as Decrepit Birth have unveiled Axis of the world, which is meant to be kind of like the idea of kind of heaven and hell, like the sort of gateway, I think, between it, which is pretty cool. I would imagine that thematically the album kind of deals with more kind of philosophical aspects of life and things like that, but this is like tech death as possible. And the band really bring it.
Bring it around town. Bring it around town.
It's technical, and I think it's a great compromise of the two different styles that Decrepit Birth have done before. And Time Begins, which is kind of more rhythmic sort of oriented, and then Polarity as well, which is kind of, I felt like that was more kind of leady. Whereas with Axis Mundi, they've kind of combined the two. It's still got, like, you know, the slammy bits, which are absolutely brilliant. Mirror of Humanity, where it just stops and then it's just like dun 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 dun. But you know, like the BPM is just ridiculous. The whole thing is just like da 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 da. And you're just kind of like, whoa, Jesus, what's going on? And then I remember the single Epigenetic Triplicity. Try and say that when you're pissed. I remember listening to it and I was kind of like, oh, well, it's okay. I mean, the vocals are cool, but then, you know, I was kind of like, what's going on with the guitars? Then the solo kicked in and I was like, but yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And much of the album follows this kind of pattern. You know, it's kind of like da 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 da, and all the guitars are real kind of almost like Arachnid Obscura-like kind of things. You know, it's like da 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 da, and then there comes in with this huge sort of solo. That was always one of the things that I remember when I first stumbled upon Polarity. The melodies were really well pronounced and really well put together, to be totally honest. So Axis Mundi is kind of, it's exactly what you would expect from Decrepit Birth. I mean, it does kind of sometimes get a bit death metal heavy, but that's what you're in for. You know, if you like it, you'll love it. But if not, it might be a bit too kind of intense. But I mean, like, the guitar wizardry is definitely there. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff to love. For example, Spirit Guide is one of the tracks, which is probably the biggest combination of the sort of early Decrepit Birth and then also like late Decrepit Birth. That was 7 years ago, but like Polarity and that sort of combination. They've even got an instrumental section, which is the same thing that closed out Polarity, which is called Embryogenesis, which is cool. It's got kind of like, I think it's a programmed orchestra. It sort of speaks volumes in terms of how they actually play with melody, and it's actually quite memorable. Not to mention, Bill Robinson's vocals are sort of like really burnt out and husky, which I really like, especially when you couple it against sort of like some of the more slam-oriented riffs and stuff like that. I would imagine it's probably going to be one for the fans of tech death. You know, it's not going to be like an easy sort of ride for people who haven't really listened to it. But if you like technical death metal, this is going to be brilliant. Like, it's going to blow you away, honestly. And I think, you know, waiting 7 years, they've kind of really galvanized what they wanted to write, and you know, I think that they've kind of come back with something which is absolutely like rock solid. Not to mention there's also a couple of covers at the end. I think they cover Suffocation's Infecting the Crypt, which is awesome, Orion, which is really cool. They're sort of like little Easter eggs, and not to mention the artwork by Dan Seagrave is just awesome. I think he did Polarity as well, but it's got that real sort of like space age kind of, they're classic sort of feel of tech death, really. If you like technical death metal, Decrepit Birth are absolutely brilliant, and unfortunately I don't think they get the recognition that they deserve. But now that they're on Nuclear Blast out in the States and Agonia here, I think they're going to do a lot better, and hopefully we'll be able to see them tour and, you know, actually be able to play some of this. But yeah, if you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe if you fancy. If you didn't, tell me why. I'd be really interested to find out. It could be because you think I'm a posh English twat. That's cool. But if it's, you know, if I got something wrong, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next